Day 53. Numbers 3-4. This is the account of Aaron and Moses at the time the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. These are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab the firstborn, then Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These were Aaron's sons, the anointed priests, who were ordained to serve as priests. Nadab and Abihu, however, died in the presence of the Lord when they offered unauthorized fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. And since they had no sons, only Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests during the lifetime of their father Aaron. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Bring the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest to assist him. They are to perform duties for him and for the whole congregation before the tent of meeting, attending to the service of the tabernacle. They shall take care of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting and fulfill obligations for the Israelites by attending to the service of the tabernacle. Assign the Levites to Aaron and his sons, they have been given exclusively to him from among the Israelites. So you shall appoint Aaron and his sons to carry out the duties of the priesthood, but any outsider who approaches the tabernacle must be put to death." Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel in place of every firstborn Israelite from the womb. The Levites belong to me, for all the firstborn are mine. On the day I struck down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I consecrated to myself all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. They are mine, I am the Lord." Then the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, "Number the Levites by their families and clans. You are to count every male a month old or more." So Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, as he had been commanded. These were the sons of Levi by name: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These were the names of the sons of Gershon by their clans: Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath by their clans were Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. And the sons of Merari by their clans were Mali and Mushi. These were the clans of the Levites, according to their families. From Gershon came the Libnite clan and the Shimite clan; these were the Gershonite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more was 7,500. The Gershonite clans were to camp on the west, behind the tabernacle, and the leader of the families of the Gershonites was Eliasaph son of Lael. The duties of the Gershonites at the tent of meeting were the tabernacle and tent, its covering, the curtain for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, the curtain for the entrance to the courtyard that surrounds the tabernacle and altar, and the cords, all the service for these items. From Kohath came the clans of the Amramites, the Izharites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites; these were the clans of the Kohathites. The number of all the males a month old or more was 8,600. They were responsible for the duties of the sanctuary. The clans of the Kohathites were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle, and the leader of the families of the Kohathites was Elizaphan son of Uzziel. Their duties were the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the articles of the sanctuary used with them, and the curtain, all the service for these items. The chief of the leaders of the Levites was Eleazar son of Aaron the priest; he oversaw those responsible for the duties of the sanctuary. From Merari came the clans of the Malites and Mushites; these were the Merarite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more was 6,200. The leader of the families of the Merarites was Zuriel son of Abihail; they were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. The duties assigned to the sons of Merari were the tabernacle's frames, crossbars, posts, bases, and all its equipment, all the service for these items, as well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes. Moses, Aaron, and Aaron's sons were to camp to the east of the tabernacle, toward the sunrise, before the tent of meeting. They were to perform the duties of the sanctuary as a service on behalf of the Israelites, but any outsider who approached the sanctuary was to be put to death. The total number of Levites that Moses and Aaron counted by their clans at the Lord's command, including all the males a month old or more, was 22,000. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Number every firstborn male of the Israelites a month old or more, and list their names. You are to take the Levites for me, I am the Lord, in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of all the firstborn of the livestock of the Israelites." So Moses numbered all the firstborn of the Israelites, as the Lord had commanded him. The total number of the firstborn males a month old or more, listed by name, was 22,273. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the Levites in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of their livestock. The Levites belong to me, I am the Lord. To redeem the 273 firstborn Israelites who outnumber the Levites, You are to collect 5 shekels for each one, according to the sanctuary shekel of 20 gerahs. Give the money to Aaron and his sons as the redemption price for the excess among the Israelites. So Moses collected the redemption money from those in excess of the number redeemed by the Levites. He collected the money from the firstborn of the Israelites, 1,365 shekels, according to the sanctuary shekel. And Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons in obedience to the word of the Lord, just as the Lord had commanded him. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Take a census of the Kohathites among the Levites by their clans and families, men from 30 to 50 years old, everyone who is qualified to serve in the work at the tent of meeting." This service of the Kohathites at the tent of meeting regards the most holy things. Whenever the camp sets out, Aaron and his sons are to go in, take down the veil of the curtain, and cover the ark of the testimony with it. They are to place over this a covering of fine leather, spread a solid blue cloth over it, and insert its poles. Over the table of the presence they are to spread a blue cloth and place the plates and cups on it, along with the bowls and pitchers for the drink offering. The regular bread offering is to remain on it. And they shall spread a scarlet cloth over them, cover them with fine leather, and insert the poles. They are to take a blue cloth and cover the lampstand used for light, together with its lamps, wick trimmers, and trays, as well as the jars of oil with which to supply it. Then they shall wrap it and all its utensils inside a covering of fine leather and put it on the carrying frame. Over the gold altar they are to spread a blue cloth, cover it with fine leather, and insert the poles. They are to take all the utensils for serving in the sanctuary, place them in a blue cloth, cover them with fine leather, and put them on the carrying frame. Then they shall remove the ashes from the bronze altar, spread a purple cloth over it, and place on it all the vessels used to serve there, the fire pans, meat forks, shovels, and sprinkling bowls, all the equipment of the altar. They are to spread over it a covering of fine leather and insert the poles. When Aaron and his sons have finished covering the holy objects and all their equipment, as soon as the camp is ready to move, the Kohathites shall come and do the carrying. But they must not touch the holy objects, or they will die. These are the transportation duties of the Kohathites regarding the tent of meeting. Eleazar son of Aaron the priest shall oversee the oil for the light, the fragrant incense, the daily grain offering, and the anointing oil. He has oversight of the entire tabernacle and everything in it, including the holy objects and their utensils. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Do not allow the Kohathite tribal clans to be cut off from among the Levites. In order that they may live and not die when they come near the most holy things, do this for them. Aaron and his sons are to go in and assign each man his task and what he is to carry. But the Kohathites are not to go in and look at the holy objects, even for a moment, or they will die." And the Lord said to Moses, "Take a census of the Gershonites as well, by their families and clans, from 30 to 50 years old. Counting everyone who comes to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. This is the service of the Gershonite clans regarding work and transport. They are to carry the curtains of the tabernacle, the tent of meeting with the covering of fine leather over it, the curtains for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, and the curtains for the entrance at the gate of the courtyard that surrounds the tabernacle and altar, along with their ropes and all the equipment for their service. The Gershonites will do all that needs to be done with these items. All the service of the Gershonites, all their transport duties and other work is to be done at the direction of Aaron and his sons. You are to assign to them all that they are responsible to carry. This is the service of the Gershonite clans at the tent of meeting, and their duties shall be under the direction of Ithamar son of Aaron the priest. As for the sons of Merari, you are to number them by their clans and families, from 30 to 50 years old, counting everyone who comes to serve in the work of the tent of meeting. This is the duty for all their service at the tent of meeting, to carry the frames of the tabernacle with its crossbars, posts, and bases, and the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes, including all their equipment and everything related to their use. You shall assign by name the items that they are responsible to carry. This is the service of the Merarite clans according to all their work at the tent of meeting, under the direction of Ithamar son of Aaron the priest. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of the congregation numbered the Kohathites by their clans and families. Everyone from 30 to 50 years old who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. And those numbered by their clans totaled 2,750. These were counted from the Kohathite clans, everyone who could serve at the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron numbered them according to the command of the Lord through Moses. Then the Gershonites were numbered by their clans and families, everyone from 30 to 50 years old who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. and those numbered by their clans and families totaled 2,630. These were counted from the Gershonite clans who served at the tent of meeting, whom Moses and Aaron counted at the Lord's command. And the Merarites were numbered by their clans and families, everyone from 30 to 50 years old who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. The men registered by their clans numbered 3,200. These were counted from the Merarite clans, whom Moses and Aaron numbered at the Lord's command through Moses. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel numbered by their clans and families all the Levites from 30 to 50 years old who came to do the work of serving and carrying the tent of meeting. And the number of men was 8,580. At the Lord's command they were numbered through Moses, and each one was assigned his work and burden, as the Lord had commanded Moses. Mark 3 verses 20 to 35. Then Jesus went home, and once again a crowd gathered, so that he and his disciples could not even eat. When his family heard about this, they went out to take custody of him, saying, "He is out of his mind." And the scribes who had come down from Jerusalem were saying, "He is possessed by Beelzebul, and by the prince of the demons he drives out demons." So Jesus called them together and began to speak to them in parables. How can Satan drive out Satan? If a kingdom is divided against itself, it cannot stand. If a house is divided against itself, it cannot stand. And if Satan is divided and rises against himself, he cannot stand, his end has come. Indeed, no one can enter a strong man's house to steal his possessions unless he first ties up the strong man. Then he can plunder his house. Truly I tell you, the sons of men will be forgiven all sins and blasphemies, as many as they utter. But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will never be forgiven, he is guilty of eternal sin. Jesus made this statement because they were saying, "He has an unclean spirit." Then Jesus' mother and brothers came and stood outside. They sent someone in to summon him, and a crowd was sitting around him. "Look," he was told, "your mother and brothers are outside, asking for you." But Jesus replied, "Who are my mother and my brothers?" Looking at those seated in a circle around him, he said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of God is my brother and sister and mother."